Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Kathy, and it is October 29th, and I'm delighted to be here with everybody. It seems like we had some technological problems. People had to try to get in 2 or 3 times because they said it was over. We hadn't even started yet, but here we are, right here. And I hope everybody is doing well. We are in a lot of unrest, aren't we, in this time on our planet. So let us begin by moving into the heart source. For those of you who are new to the heart source, bring your attention to the front of your heart chakra, which is there in the center of your chest. Some people, when they're first doing this, do better when they put their hand on the center of their chest, on their heart chakra, and just imagine going underneath your hand and deep within your chest. Good. And now you're kind of moving around to the back. You're going to stay there in the front, but you're moving around to the back. Your awareness go deep within the back of your heart chakra. Somebody's a little bit too low. So if you think I'm having a hard time getting in, move your awareness up about an inch, inch and a half. Okay, now a little bit to the left, up a little bit more. There we go. Somebody just went in. Good. Go as deep as you can in the back of your heart chakra. It's like walking through a hallway or a tunnel, and then suddenly you step into this expansive room, which happens to be your sacred space. Sacred space. Just allow yourself to move into that sacred space. And now stay there. Just enjoy being there. Now move around to the front again. Go into the front of your third eye. That's your brow chakra. I think that's the only chakra, if you don't count the Sanskrit words that we refer to in 3 different ways: third eye, sixth chakra, brow chakra. Go deep within. Somebody's a little bit too low. Try going up just a little bit in your brow chakra. There you go. Isn't it interesting how I can sense that? It's the strangest thing. It's strange to me. And now to the back of your third eye. Just kind of imagine going in a line straight back. And there in the back of your third eye, there you go. And now command, image, draw a beam of energy from the heart chakra, the middle of the heart chakra, where the two come together, the front and back being the two, and up to your third eye. Feel that connection. There you go. And now send that beam of energy straight up to the center of the universe and straight down to the center of the earth. And this is your heart source, and you are now grounded above and below. I love that paradox, above and below, so that you are grounded onto the planet and you are grounded into spirit. And okay, sometimes Almond, she has me do these in different orders. So this order is heart source, expand out to the furthest reaches of the 7th layer of my aura, or when I hold my arms horizontal to the tips of my fingers, whichever is further. Now, those of you who are all together in one room, y'all's energy is going to help you to expand even further and further. Y'all might expand your whole energy out into the whole neighborhood, which is pretty cool. There you go. And now state, I am the sword. Those of you who are not familiar with being the sword of Michael the Archangel, simply from your heart source, ask Archangel Michael to be with you. He likes to show up. He's probably always been there. And now put your dominant hand out to the front palm up, and say, Michael the Archangel, may I please have your sword? And he will place the hilt of your sword hilt of his sword into your hand. And I ask him each time, and he puts it there. I can feel it and just grasp, just like you're grasping the sword, and then move it straight up to where the point is going up. And now place it within your heart. And the sword, the energy of the sword goes throughout your entire energy system. This sword is now there, unless you say, I don't want it anymore, which I can't imagine you doing. But, who knows? Or until you leave your body. And now, once it's in there, you can say, I am the sword. And your whole body becomes the sword. He's laughing. He said, even the strands of your hair, if you're caught in a wind and it goes out. And then he also says, and don't worry if you don't have any hair, you've got every other part of you. Sense of humor today. And now, when you go into the front of your third eye, and you don't have to know this to do this, but in the back, we discovered this when we were doing the channeled book, Hidden Structures, is that in the very back of the front of your third eye is the violet flame. So just command, violet flame, activate all along the 7th layer of my aura. So you are now totally protected by the heart source, the sword energy of Michael the Archangel, and the violet flame. That in itself is a healing, isn't it? So now we're going to command our chakras. This is not part of the heart source or any of this. This is a healing technique, and you can do this at any time. Chakras spin as fast as is safe for me. And just breathe in from above and below so you have energy coming in from above and below. And what is happening is the centrifugal force of your chakras spinning is spinning out congested energy, which is ready to spin out. There you go. And as I said, you can do this at any time. And so, like, if you're feeling like there's heavy energy around, say heart source, say I am the sword, say activate violet flame, and then spin those chakras and let the congestion go. And now, let us all gather together in our healing lecture room. There is a floor of light below us, a canopy of light above us. We are all gathered there. Anyone who listens to this or reads the transcript, they're all gathered together. Here we are, no matter when it is, as there is no time with God. Pillars of light in each corner. And members of the angelic realm are coming in to totally surround the perimeter of this wonderful healing lecture room, from pillar to pillar to pillar to pillar to pillar. And that's interesting. There's a lot of angels from Archangel Golden's band of energy, and Archangel Golden works with the encodements. One of the major ones that works with encodements under Metatron, and they are there. Members of Archangel Michael's, members of Archangel Raphael's band are all there. And there is a central pillar, and that central pillar is infinite in size, just as our healing lecture room is. coming into the central pillar are beings from the other dimensions, or as some people say, the other side of the veil. And they are coming to join us to add their energy into what it is that we do. Isn't it wonderful that these beings are multidimensional? They could be with all 8+ billion of us individually and be here at the same time. And again, y'all may see, sense other beings walking in. The ones who lead me in are always the Buddha and Yeshua, who come in together and they're just enjoying each other. They laugh, they wave at us. They're filled with joy. And we have the Buddha who opened up the third eye. And we have Yeshua who opened up the heart. And coming with the Buddha is Quan Yin, goddess of compassion. If you're not familiar with her, she travels the world every day, giving everyone a drop of compassion and reserves a drop for herself every day. I think we're going to hear from her today. She seems to be chatting with me some. Yeshua comes in with his mother, Mother Mary. I see Mary of Magdala, Martha. Any of you who grew up in the Christian tradition may know that Yeshua at one time healed Peter's mother-in-law, and I see her there. I see the various apostles and disciples. Those of you who don't know, I grew up in the Catholic tradition. I was a Catholic sister for 20 years. So I see all of these saints. And they are all coming in. And Abraham is coming in. Abraham wants us to send love to the children of his children. So that is both what is happening in the Middle East to the Israelis and to the Palestinians. And here comes Hilarion, who is the Chohan, the head of the fifth ray of healing. And he is being joined by Yeshua and Quan Yin. So I think all three of them are going to be working with us for healing. He invites us all. This is Hilarion being the he. Invites us all to stand in a circle and to join all of the interdimensional beings that are with us. And he's saying, hold hands, everyone. Be with us. And surrounding us individually are members of our healing team. So connect with your own healing team. And give to them what it is that you wish for your healing today. And Hilarion is saying, please state what you personally would like for your person, you yourself, your body, mental, emotional, spiritual body, for yourself first. Please set that intention. He says, nope, not your family yet. You're personally. And now, state what it is that you would like for others. It can be family, friends, it can be the world. And Hilarion is telling me that all of those others that you are setting intentions for their healing, their balancing, are joining you. Their soul cells are joining you in the middle of the circle, which is infinite. And now, Hilarion. Hilarion is saying that your healing team is gathered around you. They know your intentions for yourself, saying the intentions are ranging from physical, emotional, spiritual, financial healing, and he is asking each of your healing team members to remove all artificial encodements which are blocking healing, blocking balancing. He is asking your healing team to repair all damaged and altered natural encodements which are blocking your healing. And now, healing team, please activate any inactive natural encodements. And now activate all elements of the crystalline DNA and harmonize the crystalline DNA with the physical DNA. And we call for, I get the words, wrapping around the divine blueprint around the DNA, both crystalline and physical. And Soul Healing Team, please find and bring back to each one of us all, and I do mean all of the pieces of ourselves that are missing, that we sent away at any time in our life. And we ask that the energy that comes in from their return be done safely and easily. And if it needs to extend over time, we agree to that. And Hilarion says, as always, if there are things that you do not wish to release, let go of, to be healed, they will not go against your desire, as you do have that free will. So for all healing, just open your heart. Even if what you say is, please assist me to become willing to be healed in this area. And the Soul Healing Team is now cleaning, repairing, healing all pieces. That's the removal of any low vibration energy attached to them. And any of that sense of feeling like you've been ripped or torn or mutilated in some way, those pieces that would be repaired. And now your soul healing team is reattaching all of those people, those pieces, fully integrating all of those pieces within you. Just breathe deeply. Encodement team, we ask you to harmonize the entire encodement system while this is happening. Good. And now Yeshua is standing there heart to heart with you and sending his love. And his love contains the vibration of how to live your truth. How to live your truth. And Quan Yin, this is interesting. Quan Yin is going to each one of you. And she is handing you not a drop of compassion. She is handing you a glass of compassion. Different people are receiving different sizes of glasses. Some of them look like a thimble. Some look like a shot glass. Some of them look like a huge quart of compassion. She asked you to take this compassion within yourself. And this compassion is mixed with two kinds of compassion. It is, first of all, compassion for yourself. Compassion for that aspect of you who was wounded and is still alive within you. So maybe your 5-year-old self, your 12-year-old self. Compassion for you as you are now with whatever it is you're struggling with. That's the first type of compassion. And the second compassion is compassion for others. And she says, most importantly, compassion for those you do not understand. And Quan Yin is telling me, know that anything that happens to you that you do not do, that you later regret, it is not a call to be upset with yourself or angry with yourself. It is a time for compassion for yourself and to extend that same compassion to others. I love it when they do different things with us, because now that we have been filled with the love that Yeshua gave us to stand in our truth and be filled with compassion for ourselves and with others, we are called upon to draw our swords of Michael, and you are the sword itself. But what she is asking, this is Quan Yin, is to send an arc of energy, of love through Michael's sword. And you may do it with your hands, or you can extend your sword outward however you wish. Michael said, yes, you can have a sword in both hands. And we are sending this energy over everyone that's in the center of our circle. People have put family members, they've put friends, they've put people that they don't know. People have placed the whole thing, all that whole time of Palestine, Gaza, Israel in the center. Some people have placed the Ukraine in the center. Some have placed the people in Maine in the center. And there's others from different parts of the world that are there. And what we are being asked to do is from our heart source, and that love coming through the sword of which we are, is Quan Yin, is pouring compassion in with that energy. And we are asking it to extend over all of those in the center of our circle with compassion, that everyone there will receive the same thing that we did, compassion for ourselves and compassion for others, especially those that we don't understand. And I'll just be quiet for a little while and let us send that energy there now. Deep breaths, everyone. And one of the things that we can do, because Quan Yin does want to come and talk to us, is she says, you can leave an aspect of yourself still doing the spiritual love fair work. And the rest of your consciousness to sit down and talk to her, or you can bring that aspect of yourself back. I'm going to leave an aspect of myself there while I talk. Bring in Quan Yin. So in your 3D self, pull up a chair. Now we are in the lecture room part. Make yourself comfortable. Just form that impression, like from the back of your heart source, that you are very comfortable, whether you're sitting down, lying down, standing, enjoying your favorite beverage. All of you gathered here in the healing lecture room with this energy. Before Quan Yin comes through me, I want to share something with you. It just seems appropriate right now. Some friends of mine and I got together for breakfast on Friday morning. There were 3 of us, and we were talking about where we were in our spiritual path and the things that we were coming very much in touch with. And we were talking about detachment, one of those things, and all of the things that are happening right now in the world. I know there are some of you who may be Jewish. I know some of you who have Jewish friends. I have members of my family who are Jewish, and the pain that is happening and I have friends of mine who are Muslim. So the pain that is happening in the world is there. We were talking about how to release our attachment to what is happening. And a friend who it's been a year now since her daughter died of breast cancer. And she said one of the things that she has had to learn is to not only surrender whatever is happening to God, which is all in the first ray, the ray of the will of God. The thing that's been most difficult for her is surrendering the outcome. And it gave me a new perspective of that. We surrender the outcome of whatever it is that's going to happen, because we just don't know. We do what we're called to do, and we don't know. And Quan Yin said, "Let me talk now, please." And I'm going to say, okay, Quan Yin, come in. So the next one that you're going to hear will be Quan Yin. I do ask you to send a beam of energy from your heart to the central pillar so you are all connected with each other. And if you'd also send a beam of energy to my heart so that I can bring more easily this energy in. You are beloved ones. Thank you for having me come in, for being willing to listen to my energy, the words that I give about compassion. You are in the difficult time that has been predicted for millennia. Things are changing. People say it is the end times. It is, and it isn't. It is not the end times of this planet. It is the end times of this age of energy. It is the end times of separation. It does not seem that way, that it is the end times, does it, of separation, because there is more and more separation. And there will be more and more separation. That is why we, all of us here on the other side, that is why we need you. And that is why you are here. We needed you, so you volunteered to be here. And some of you may be shaking your head and going, I must have been out of my mind to volunteer to be here during this time. How is it to have compassion with those that you do not understand? You asked for it. We gave you that option. I gave you that option. You sent it to people that do not understand. How do you understand when someone is trying to kill you and all of your loved ones? How do you understand that? There's no way to understand, except looking within yourself and see how you would like to retaliate by doing the same. Compassion does not always bring understanding. It can. It can be the walk a mile in my shoes thing. But until you experience it, the pain of loss, the pain of losing a child, the pain of losing a family, the pain of knowing that someone does not want you, even though they do not know you, but they do not want you to live. You can say, oh, we can go back to other lifetimes and to remember that. Well, that energy is there, but it is not the same. Those of you who are not parents, you can have compassion to an extent for those who have lost children. Those of you who have not had the loss of a spouse or partner can have compassion for those who have lost spouses or partners, but it is not the same. There are those of you who are tremendous empaths. You can feel the pain. You can feel what is happening, but it is still not the same experience of those who are struggling with their losses. Because you feel the pain for a while, sometimes momentarily, sometimes for an hour. But those who are struggling with these things feel it all the time. Feel it all the time. So in your compassion, include the knowledge that you don't understand the fullness of anyone's experience, even if it is something similar to what you have experienced. You can say that this world needs more love. It does. But people have different definitions of what love is. Some of them limit that love, that experience of being able to include people into their realm, into their circle, as being those that are like them. The same gender, the same color, the same religion, the same ethnicity, the same socioeconomic status. When we talk about aspects of love, of which compassion is, aspects of love of which acceptance is, it goes deeper than when you just say the word love, because in English, you have one word to express all kinds of things. In the Greek, you have several names to express love. And not all of those are feelings, correct? Love being the creative energy of the universe, love being all that is, love itself, love being you, who you were created from, was love, which makes you love. And you are being called, and you were called before you incarnated to come at this time to learn about love. Each one of you have learned about love through pain, the pain of loss, the pain of not being understood, the pain of being alone in a crowd because you're not understood. That pain that comes from others who love you dearly, but you're still not understood completely. And neither are you able to do that with others. Yes, you are all one. You came from the same source, the same all that is. How can you be different if you are from all that is, except you manifest different aspects of all that is? You are the ones who answered this call, even if you did not know it, to stand in your truth of how to be kind, of how to accept that which you cannot understand, how to have compassion for those that you would rather not know their pain, to stand with those who are suffering. And that includes those who want you to only stand with them. To only stand with them. And yet, we need to stand. You need to stand with each other. That does not mean that you are always going to agree with each other. But accept that each other has their own view of things. And it may not be the same as you. But be there within their solidarity, with solidarity with them, of being able to accept where they are, even if there are times you must stand against what they are for. That is a paradox, is it not? To accept and sometimes stand against. Have compassion for yourself during this time of turmoil. Have compassion for that aspect of you that struggles to accept. Have compassion for that aspect of yourself who struggles with knowing what to say, what to do, when it is not in your home, when there is not the pain in your home, the lack of acceptance in your home. How do you stand with those where it is in their home? Because when it becomes one against the other, as Yeshua said when he was upon this planet, and you see it in the Christian scriptures, there will be family members against family members. You are family, whether you know the rest of your family or not. Stand in solidarity. Even at times you must say, I do not agree with what is happening. This is where it is difficult for you. It is difficult for any human. And this is where detachment comes in. Detachment from the outcome, detachment from what is happening. Where as you are detached, know at the same time that you are involved. I am speaking of paradoxes here. Because we who stand with you, whether you call us on the other side or from different dimensions, We who stand with you understand what it is like for you from our experience of having lived upon this planet and knowing how good people, wonderful people, can have such disagreements that lead into violence. That is why Amma says, learn to be in your heart source 24/7. She uses those terms you use, you know. Learn to be there and to know that there are times that you may need to make decisions about how you act and what you say based upon your compassion, but standing in solidarity with those who are being mistreated, those who are being killed, those who have someone with a gun at their head. You are in a time of paradox because you can talk about what love is, but when you are faced with making decisions from love and from your truth, what do you as a human being in this third dimension do? Detachment does not mean callousness. Detachment does not mean that you don't take a stand. Detachment does mean that even for you, you wrap the outcome in love. If you or a loved one is a soldier in the third dimension, there are times you are called to do things that hurt your soul. You have to decide what to do. We call you to stand there in your heart source with the energy of Michael's sword surrounding you, protecting yourself with love. And we know that there are times, because we have had to do it ourselves, not the angels, because they have not been in the physical, not like we have. But we know there are times that we do things, say protecting a family member, that hurts someone else. How do we manage those things within ourselves? How do we manage those things within yourself, which seem to conflict with each other? That is part of your path. That is part of the path of humanity. How do you lay down the guns? How do you lay down the swords except for Michael's sword? These are questions that you must answer for yourself and that are part of your path. Do so from your heart source. It will be a struggle for some of you, for many of you. I don't have any answers, do I? There are no answers for what is happening now, because you yourself are not in the decision-making category of what is happening. There are others way beyond where you are in areas of power who do not want peace. And they have convinced the world that there is no way to be peace unless there is death. You are called, and you have answered that call to show, demonstrate peace without death, if at all possible. Yes, you are going to protect your family if someone comes to attack your family physically. And there is nothing wrong with that. But it will challenge you and who it is you are and who it is that you must be in your truth. And we stand there with you in your truth. And that is part of why to be in the heart source, so that you can make those decisions. Call upon yourself to stay within your heart source, to send that energy of transmutation and of compassion to all of those around you, knowing that it will be difficult, but knowing also that you are doing good beyond what you can know. My blessings to each one of you, and you will know that I am there with you daily, giving you compassion, the compassion for yourself and the compassion for others. My love to you. Well, this is Kathy, and I don't really remember everything that Quan Yin said, because that happens to me when I go into this kind of trance state, but I know that I had all these things going on in my body. And I will be, I didn't transcribe the last two Sunday ceremonies because there was so much other going on, not a clear message, just the spiritual love, not just the spiritual love fair, minimizing it. But this is a message I will be transcribing. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
I appreciate it greatly.
Many blessings. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, everyone.
All righty,
Bye, Cleo.
everybody.
Love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Much love to all of you. Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Mm.